Hello everyone, welcome to our series on the new tax regime industry perspectives. I am Amit Aggarwal, Service Delivery Leader for Payroll at PeopleStrong. Over the next few weeks, we will be taking you through perspectives on the new tax regime through our conversations with the top industry leaders across the board. The Union Budget of 2023, announced earlier in February, brought with it quite few changes that are meant for the benefits of hard-working salaried middle class of our country, who accounted for nearly 50% of the IT returns filed last year. But how does it impact each industry? That's what we are here to find out. Although these changes have been discussed widely in media recently, here is a quick recap on the pertinent proposals on individual taxation announced this year for the purpose of our discussion. The first change in this year's budget proposal is that the new tax regime is default tax regime and not the old one. In the new tax regime, up to rupees 7 lakh, there is no income tax. Standard deduction of rupees 50,000 is now applicable for both old and the new tax regime. Tax exemptions for the leave encashment has been increased from maximum of 3 lakhs to 25 lakhs. There is no change in the tax slabs under the old tax regime. Earlier, the new tax regime, there were 6 tax slabs, which has now reduced to 5. The minimum threshold limit of tax-free income has increased to 3 lakh rupees. The surcharge on the taxable income above 5 crores is reduced from existing 37% to 25% under the new tax regime. Today we have with us Mr. Prasad Chudji, Head HR Ops and Shared Services from Aditya Birla Capital, a people leader par excellence. He has nearly 3 decades of phenomenal experience across BFSI industry, from developing HRIS system to managing comp and ben, successfully implementing HR tech to leading HR ops and strategy executions. We are thrilled to have you here, Prasad. Welcome. And then we have Mr. Vikas Sapra, Chief Business Officer, Payroll and Workforce Management at PeopleStrong. Vikas is a visionary leader with over 20 years experience in technology payroll operations. At PeopleStrong, he wears many hats, including managing successful delivery, product implementation, and delivering consistent experience and results that matters to our customers. Thank you for joining conversation, Vikas. So now let's move on to our actual discussion. Prasad and Vikas, I have few questions for both of you, and we are all ears to hear what you have to say. Let's get started. In the Union Budget of 2023, is it as per the expectations?
Yeah, thanks, Amit. Yes, in my view, this is as per the expectations, and this is a progressive budget. All this while government used to have a populist budget, but in my view, it is a progressive budget. I remember around 3-4 years back when Arun Jaitley ji, our then finance minister, he made one change of removing the medical allowance wala benefit by saying that now you don't have to make or fake the bills for claiming this deduction. So that is again a progressive thought, because all this while people used to create those documents and used to avail benefit. So this government, in my view, is doing a progressive budget by and they have introduced increased the slab from 5 lakh to 7 lakh in the new tax regime. Now the new tax regime is the way forward from next financial year onwards, because all this while people used to save tax, and for that they used to take a insurance policy or they used to do investments. With the new tax regime, there is no need for invest for saving tax. You can do the investment for the purpose, because I remember insurance company used to sell their product by saying that this product will help you avail a tax benefit. Now, since this benefit has been removed in the new tax regime, now people will start investing for the purpose. Medical claim policy typically is used for the purpose, not for saving the tax. So in my view, this particular budget is as per the expectations, it is a progressive one. And yes, it is. They have removed the slab for higher tax bracket. They have removed the surcharge from 37% to 25%. So there is also a relief to the higher income group category as well. So this is what I feel. Vikas.
Yeah, thank you, Prasad. So I absolutely agree with you that this is a progressive budget. But is this budget like completely as per the expectation? I believe that the industry was also expecting that people who are in the old tax regime, they will get at least some relief, which is with respect to ATC. Currently, it is capped at 150,000. And people who are taking old tax regime, they are not going to get any benefit from this budget. It is a progressive budget for the new tax regime. What I foresee is, and as PeopleStrong, we do payroll outside India also. I've seen that in India, we actually do investments for tax saving. And we also submit these proof. Outside India, that's not the concept. Concept is that investment is solely done for the purpose of that investment. What is the objective of that investment? I believe the government is shifting from that. The old tax regime, I think, should be over in a couple of years from now. And there will be real investment from people for the insurance. It will not be for a tax saving instrument. So is this budget absolutely as per expectation? Not absolutely. It is like, it is a balanced budget. And I believe that a majority of the people will definitely get the benefit out of it. However, a small chunk of people who are still going to stick to the old regime, they will not get the benefit. But as they say that it is going to take some time for the government also to pass on those benefits to the entire population. So I think it's a fairly balanced budget. And it is going to actually have a positive impact on the majority of the population, majority of the people. So when the new tax regime came, less than 1% of the people actually opted for it because the benefit is not there. So the data that we process on a month-to-month basis, we see that less than 1% of the people have taken new tax regime. Now, what we foresee is that there is going to be a huge shift towards new tax regime. Anybody who is probably getting 20 lakhs or so on an annual basis, they will definitely benefit with the new tax regime, which I believe is going to be 70 to 80% of the whole population of the salaried, from the salaried class. So that population is definitely going to shift from old to new.
Thank you, Vikas. The next question is, who do you think is going to be benefited and how?
So it's basically, I believe that people who are in the bracket of up to 20 lakhs or so, and they are not doing a lot of investment. So let's say there is a husband and wife who both are employed, and if one of them is doing a lot of investments, then probably they can stick to the old. But the calculations that we have done on our database, we are processing like 1 million paychecks on a monthly basis. What we have seen is that it's not that everybody is able to consume 150,000. And then everybody is not able to consume the 80D limits. They're not able to, because we also have to have money for our day-to-day activities. So I believe that people who are not consuming the complete limits, they will definitely move to new tax regime. And my estimate is that 70 to 80% of the people will move come this April. But the people who are above 20 lakhs and less than 5 crores, they will not benefit. They will stick to the old tax regime. However, person who is getting more than 5 CR, they will definitely benefit because the surcharge has been reduced from 37% to 25. They will benefit. So it's basically the end of the spectrum that people will benefit, the end of the spectrum. Over to you, Prasad.
Yeah, I agree with Vikas. Yes, people in the range of, as you mentioned rightly, people in the range of up to 20 lakhs will definitely benefit. And the people who are above 5 crores will also definitely, because their tax rates will fall by around 4%, which is a substantial, good amount of money. Yes, and then I believe, as I mentioned in earlier question, old people, they don't have to shell out their money for the investment, because typically buying NSE certificates is a long-term kind of a thing. So over there, those category of employees also will benefit because all this while they used to save for saving some tax, but they will definitely benefit.
Interesting views indeed. For our final question, we would love to hear what are the final implications on the financial industries per se.
What I understand from the new budget that it will definitely impact the insurance company because going forward, this benefit is not will be allowed, and that's why the equity market crashed for those kind of companies, LIC and others. Yes, people like me will now start investing in the funds where I'm getting more benefit in terms of more yield, not from the perspective of saving tax, because all these instruments are typically a long-term one and in a specific instrument. So you have to buy LIC policy or you have to invest in a mediclaim policy, or now this there is no compulsion. So instead of investing in those instruments, I will prefer investing in the SIP, or maybe because all this while housing loan ka 2 lakh, 2 lakh, up to 2 lakhs, you used to get a benefit. So instead of getting into investing in those instruments, I will prefer investing in the market where I will be able to, though it is a risky proposition, but still in markets we have various SIPs available, the hybrid one, the equity one, and there are good players in those sectors. So instead of investing for the purpose of saving tax, now people will invest for the purpose of investment. And obviously, since the higher bracket people will have more money to spend, they will have more money to invest. So maybe this will boost the financial sector in terms of getting more money pumped in because people are saving. Finally, at the end of the day, when you get additional money in your hand, then obviously you either spend or you invest. So typically, I remember my father used to tell me that whatever you get, 1% you donate and 40% you invest, sorry, 60% you invest and 40% you spend on your day-to-day activity. So that is how I feel that it will impact on the financial sector. So financial sector will get a benefit out of this budget.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a very nice advice as far as the saving is concerned. I believe that all our parents have got the same thought. Every parent, and I will say it's specifically the Indian parent. They always say that whatever you are earning, take some amount of money for your investments, and that has actually helped India as such, because our population is not basically based, and we are not spending out of our credit cards like what has happened in Americas. They spend on credit card, and that is why the crash is more imminent. In India, we actually save a lot of money. Of course, the Gen Z is having absolutely a different mindset. I don't know how you and I are able to inculcate the same things in our kids. I fail to do that. I'm not able to do that. But that has actually helped India. Now, as far as Amit, your question is concerned, I believe the Indian is going to mature. They're going to buy products with the right objective. Earlier, the product was bought not with the right objective. It was basically a tax saving instrument. Now, I don't see that there will be any reduction in the medical premium stuff because people are absolutely clear that they want to protect the medical part. Yes, there will be some dent in the life insurance. Probably the term insurance will see, it has already started. People have already tilted towards term insurance. That will still remain. So for insurance, I think people are getting mature. They are not taking insurance products only for the sake of this. But yes, as Prasad said, that probably there will be a huge number of people who will tilt toward SIP equity market. I may not like to do a contribution in my voluntary provident fund because I'm not getting those benefit out of there. And then, of course,
people stopped this since last year.
Correct. Of course, they have already stopped this because of the new tax laws which were there. So I believe that the market has matured, and there will definitely be a dent, but that dent will be short-lived. There should not be a huge hue and cry for this. I believe that markets are going to settle down.
Thank you, Prasad and Vikas, for sharing your valuable views. We look forward to carrying this conversation ahead with our upcoming webinars. Watch this space for more information. Thank you, everyone.